But you can understand his. I think you can definitely understand his point of view where, you know, he sort of maybe thinks like, oh well, this might not work very well at all for me. On the left hand side, the blue Protoss player from Team Liquid, it is MaNa. And to the top right hand side, our red Zerg from Euronics Gaming. First time we're actually getting to see him here today. It's Nerchio. PvZ for a second semi-final, and we already have one Protoss in the Grand Final, which means we're even getting a PvZ or a PvP Grand Final, depending on this result here in this semi-final number 2. Again, let me know what's up in the chat, let me know who you're cheering on, let me know how we're all doing here on this beautiful Wednesday evening. Excited to bring you lots of StarCraft this week, as we just got so much to bring you guys. We've got StarCraft day in and day out, basically. Tomorrow, the WardiTV Team League Season 8 preseason concludes with our final matches from the competition. It's going to be a lot of fun. 3 best of 7s for you guys tomorrow evening. On Friday, it's the WardiTV Weekly in a Korean time zone for the Korean server event, so that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Next week, make sure you keep your eyes out for the WardiTV Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament. That's a $4,000 event that's sponsored by Blizzard that we're putting on the brand new map. So look forward to that as well. Lots of fun and stuff coming through as well. So yeah, look forward to all of that. I'm super excited. I'm super hyped for it. Hopefully you guys are too. And we get into this, getting on one of the semi-final here as we get going. Of course, I guess just as we have a slow start up, I will just say as well very quickly, if you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit that follow button. See when we go live again in the future. And of course, don't forget as well, you can support the channel as well by subscribing. You can use your Twitch Prime as well. If you're a Twitch Prime user, you get a free sub every month to your channel. It costs you nothing. Just click that sub button and it'll say subscribe for free with Twitch Prime. It goes a long way to helping us out, and it allows us to continue producing high level quality StarCraft 2 content on a regular daily basis. You can also, of course, donate and cheer if you want to support as well, but other than that, let's get into this game and talk a bit about it. Obviously, some of you guys saying the coupon codes on Matchroom are used up. That's great. That means they've all been used. We don't have to do any more. But of course, if you want to support the prize pool further yourself, even if you just add $1 from your pockets in, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, whatever you fancy, if you want to, it does all go to the players and goes a long way to supporting the event. It goes a long way to keeping us kind of happy in Matcherino's books so that we can throw up more events from Matcherino in the future and keep on funding these WardiTV weekly events. Just going to be seeing this Adept coming across the map, and obviously we already got to see a bit of MaNa's PvZ here, which is pretty straight up and simple. Stargate came down every game. He opened with a Phoenix or an Oracle. He usually got a couple Oracles and a Phoenix in general. Obviously there was that one weird game where he got kind of Ling flooded. And outside of that, MaNa was kind of just playing a very straight-up style. A little bit of aggression here and there, a couple of drops, but mostly heading in towards faster third nexuses, heading in towards storms, and just kind of later game unit compositions, not really cheesing or being aggressive too much himself. Maybe he'll change it up here, because now he's playing Nerchio, who is definitely a stronger opponent than Guru. But we'll see. It's always cool because it means that if he does change it up, we can kind of compare that, having already seen some of his PvZ. As I'm going to see, actually, that's a cancel on that shade. These Adepts are going to stick around there for a moment or two longer to try and deny a little bit more of this, well, potential mining in the next few moments. This one becomes a Spore Crawler, though, getting ready to defend against potential Oracles, as the Adepts have begun to shade away. Actually gets a second drone anyways, so not bad at all. These Adepts picking up some good damage here. Sorry, it wasn't a second drone, it was a Ling that he actually fired on at the end there. As we're going to see the Adepts still just shading around, and the Lings will not catch them. MaNa gets out of there, and some nice damage done. Obviously, gold base was taken here as the third base of Nerchio. One of the big negatives of this is it's quite far away from this natural expansion. So it's kind of far away, and you can also drop down these rocks, and that's very annoying if you get kind of locked out between your natural and the third base. So that's something that could become an issue, but it's definitely something that becomes an issue much later in the game than earlier. And so actually, because the gold base mines out so quickly, it can kind of be beneficial for you to kind of get that threat out of the way early on. Oracle to the top side is going to be seeing this lair on the way up, halfway done. Phoenix, the main base, is working its way through that Overlord, so that's starting to take just a little bit of damage here and is going to go down. As we're just going to be seeing this Oracle continue to come on up. It's about halfway done. I'm just going to be seeing more of these Zerglings coming over to the left-hand side, try and do a little bit more once again. A couple of Adepts going to sit themselves between the mineral line and the pylon to try and defend against this here. As those Lings start to run on in, the Oracle here is there to maybe kind of pop and to try and do a little bit of something if he wants to. As it's going to be seeing the Lings Starting to take quite a little bit of damage, but took a little while for the Oracle to pop its Pulsar Beam, and this will not be a save, I don't think, on the Nexus. Has to cancel it very last second there in the end, as you will see the Nexus coming down once more. Warp Prism comes around the right-hand side as well. A couple more Adepts warping in, and Immortal on the way up, so just a little bit of harassment here, basically setting up for MaNa. The Immortal obviously is at home, and he's going into Robobay as a follow-up too, so going straight in towards Colossi on this very choky map. A lot of choke points here to access bases. Colossus make a lot of sense, and the two Adepts obviously one-shot drones, and that's where that Warp Prism is hoping to pick up some damage as well as it drops in towards the back of this natural mineral line. We'll already be getting one drone here to open up, and we'll be getting some more too. That's 2 and 3, and now number 4 as he runs in after just spawning. So really good damage so far. 5 workers and these 2 Adepts take some damage, but they don't go down. That Prism's making it out alive as well. More lingers though towards the 3rd Nexus, and this time maybe MaNa doesn't have enough to defend. Pylon taking some damage, the first Adept already going down. 2 more warped in, but obviously they're very easily surrounded. Here come the Oracles to save the day though, and that will be the end of this circling attack. It picks off a few of those Adepts, which definitely isn't a bad thing. The lingers make the most of their time here, and they do pick off 1 probe. And they force the Oracles to stay at home as well, and just keeping the Oracles at home is a big benefit too. You know, it means the Oracles are not on the map hunting down workers. There's 2 more drones have gone down here. MaNa will get a couple more because these Adepts are committing. The Hydra's here to finally clean this up, but he's actually losing damage on the healthier Adept for a while. 5 workers once again, and those 2 Adepts kill 10 workers in total throughout this game now. And that is really just slowing down Nerchio's work account, slowing down his tech up in towards the Lingbane Hydra setup. +1 melee already coming through. Muscle augments the initial tech or upgrade here from the Hydra Den, and then also building up into that Bane Nest now a little bit later on, but is still coming through, and we'll be setting up into that to use it into the mid game in the next few minutes. Obviously, as that Bane Nest finishes, he'll want to get his centrifugal hooks coming up. Kind of went for all the upgrades in my mind there before I actually got to the right one. So again, that Bane speed will be very important if he does want to use Banes as a core part of his composition, which you would have to imagine he does, considering he isn't rushing out a Lurker Den here. 6 more workers, and these Oracles are doing damage once again. MaNa's been on a worker killing spree this game. That's 17 now throughout the course of this. We're going to see a Stasis Ward coming in behind this mineral line, and that's going to be a catch on just a single drone. Still, this Oracle setting up to the top, as we're going to be seeing Groove Spines on the way behind this mineral line as well, and up to 4 bases at the moment. Another Extractor coming down, and a few more Hydras of Nerchio going to be moving out onto the map. As Warp Prism is here and could be caught if these Hydras are to go in the right location, but looks as though he's just trying to preemptively shut down a Warp Prism kind of coming up this direction here. You just see this army of MaNa setting up in the center. And again, these Hydras having a little bit of a look to see what else they can do. To the top side, just going to start to work their way through this hatch, and it does fall here. This drone is going to get picked off, and, well, Nerchio is going to have to try and find a way to fight. There's a lot of damage taken for him throughout the game. So right now, the Warp Prism will just keep a lot of these units alive, and we're going to see those Hydras are already disappearing. So a lot of Hydras going down there. We're going to see these Hydras now connecting onto this rock tower. That's going to be going down in a moment. So as MaNa is just about going to make his way through. No! He's going to get kind of split in half here. And he is going to lose a Hydra or 2. I mean, obviously the Warp Prism, or Stalker 2, sorry. The Warp Prism comes in to save 1 or 2 of those units. And Nerchio still trying to defend this. Groove Spine's about to finish. So is Extended Thermal Lance. All of those range upgrades coming into play now. Nerchio trying to spread out to come in from a couple of angles. Perhaps it's a difficult one to engage. I mean, very choky. And let's see how it goes as these Hydras start to push forwards. The depth goes down already. Hydra split themselves up once again, and still this army of MaNa pulling back in towards the center. 2 Queens out on their own, and Nerchio also supply blocked. 7 Overlords on the way. It's a lot of money to invest into Overlords at a stage of the game where you really need to be kind of throwing everything into army to survive. Now the force fields are very good here, and it will keep MaNa from being able to be hit by these Hydras, etc. Is going to be seeing the Oracles taking a little bit more damage once again. One goes down, another one just moving around as well, as we're going to be seeing those Lings and Hydras still from Nerchio, seeing where else they can go, and just going to see that +2 melee upgrade from Nerchio, going to be finishing on this gold base to the top side very shortly as well. A lot more Hydras coming up through the top, as we're going to see the Hydras getting picked off once more. A few of these zones going to go down too, a couple more Stalkers coming in. We are going to see this Extractor continue to take some more damage. I mean, an Overlord getting poked and prodded away to the side once again. That hatchery falls here. Another couple of cancels, and we are going to be seeing this army of MaNa still pushing through. Meanwhile, the counterattack from Nerchio. Let's see what this can do as he breaks his way up into the natural expansion already. It's a recall, and Nerchio's just going to have to get out of there and leave. So a nice recall as we're going to be seeing. Whoa, Warp Prism is left behind, though. Nerchio doesn't see it just yet, and that could have been a kill. as it stands, is going to get away, and might even still get away here because the rest of these Hydras aren't attacking it either. Great Aspire on the way up, and Nerchio may be about to hit Hive Tech here successfully, which you wouldn't have thought might have happened in this with how aggressive MaNa was being. But this counterattack has just bought Nerchio that little bit of extra time that he really needed for this. He's going to turn around and maybe try and fight. Corruptors for now will help against Colossus, but in the long run, you do just want the Broodlord. It's not that many Corruptors as well, so they're not going to pick away at Colossi super quickly. And we've seen this set of rocks once again taken down here. You can see that 4th Nexus currently on the way, and Adrenal Glands on the way up on this spawning pool. More Lings, more Hydras gathering together, and also getting ready once more to push forwards with this. Yeah, just wait for the Broods though. 5 more Corruptors are kind of coming up, and well, now MaNa goes into Psystorm as well, so both players continue to advance their tech trees. MaNa's army as it stands is not terrible for dealing with Broodlords. There's a lot of Blink Stalkers, a couple of Archons mixed in. Colossi to kind of shave their way through the Broodlings quite quickly. We'll knock down this rock tower, which will just block access towards this left-hand side base. So that set of rocks are going to block this kind of area, as we are going to be seeing more of these drones coming out in towards the middle. Another Broodlord on the way up, and these Corruptors coming out in towards the center of the map as well, and another Broodlord or two continue to come on into this. Extractor finishes up in the center, and we are going to be seeing this Warp Prism from MaNa to the top side. Going to be looking to see if he can continue to do some damage. Remember, he never killed this Warp Prism earlier, Nerchio, when he had a lot of opportunities to. Some wasted potential and opportunity there. Really should have been able to get rid of that, as we're going to be seeing again. Those units to the south is just going to be seeing Stalkers, High Templars, a couple of Mortals and Archons and Colossi, 2 of each at the moment it seems, coming in towards the middle of the map. There's a third Archon to ruin the 2-2-2 balance. You're going to see a big warp into the main. That's going to pull a lot of units of Nerchio out of position, as he will start to fight this here of the Broodlords. There isn't much underneath the Broodlords to protect at the moment, though, as the Stalkers blink, a few more Hydras arrive, and maybe that's just what he needs, as we're going to be seeing the Broods. 3 of them surviving, but these Archons coming in as well, and it feels as though MaNa maybe has enough to break through. Nerchio still losing units in the main base as well. These Hydras and Lings apparently were not enough. 14 Lings went down, and now the Broodlords are gone, and MaNa is going to pick up game 1 of this best of 3 against Nerchio. MaNa playing fantastic here and looking great while doing so, as he goes 1-0 up in this Polar Showdown in the set. You know, there's still a lot of great replays in there, and some of them are going to be valuable, but just wanted to make sure the next replay pack has nice, new, fresh replays with the new patch, so you guys can follow that and get yourselves the StarCraft expertise you need to become StarCraft champions yourselves. So that'll be going out to subs over the weekend, most likely, as we do have, bottom left corner, our blue Protoss player from Team Liquid. Let's hear it, guys, if you're cheering on MaNa. MaNa's going up against the red Zerg to the top right-hand side of the map. It is from Euronics Gaming, Nerchio. So getting up into game number 2 of this right now and getting ready to go. Let's see what's going to happen. Is just going to see this probe just coming in towards the main base to see what is going on, and just going to be moving around a little bit here, so just going to see this probe nibbling away and doing some bits and pieces. Just going to be having the spawning pool on the way up, and a gateway coming down at the front, so a nice slow startup as MaNa does lead this series 1-0 if you're just tuning in. Nerchio ended up dropping that first game. Nexus gets thrown down here in the natural expansion, of course, and again, just going to see that probe of MaNa probably again set to move out onto the map in the next few moments. This is going to be seen as Cybernetics core starts up here as well at the front. And again, probe back into the main. Not going to actually scout, so MaNa just going to go in a little bit blind in terms. Well, I guess he actually already scouted and saw Hatchgas pool. There's Nerchio actually. Not sure what happened there. Did he kill the probe of the drones? Yes, he did. Well, there you go. That's why I was a little bit confused, because I didn't see the probe on the map. Obviously, because he just killed it with the drones. I wonder which of these drones is the murderer. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? No, because you just spawned. I'm going to click every one of these drones, guys. I'm going to find it. One of these drones has killed a probe. Unless it was the drone moving towards like the third hatch or something. No, there it is. He's the culprit. He's the guy that got the kill. Right there. Mr. Drone number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9. 10 maybe. Alright, well, probe gets taken down in the middle of the line. And a little bit of an emote exchange between the two of them to continue on from there. As you just see there's a depth shading out in towards the center. Look to see what will happen next. So Adept shares into the middle, and just wait to see our next little stage of this for the players. You can see there's Adept scouting around. Sees that hatchery, and now we'll start to shade forwards as well in towards this natural. And MaNa's been so good at this as well, just keeping this first Adept on the map for so long, just to pick up so much information about what exactly is happening. Because it is very difficult to know, well, what exactly is happening during all of these situations a lot of the time. So just trying to keep up to date with that and keep on top of things as we do see this gateway starting to build on up, and this Adept still just shading around while moving forward to see if there's lings coming across, and he sees them, and then the Adept gets back to safety. So lings won't do a lot. He has Resonating Glaives on the way up, extra gateways as well. MaNa going to go for a little bit of Adept-based pressure here in the early stages to keep this setting up nicely. A couple of Zerglings moving along as well here, going to be seeing if they can help out to some extent. There's a little bit of patrolling going down, and again, waiting to see what the next little stage of this might be. Rotron is on the way here from Nerchio, so it's a pretty sturdy way to defend this here. Wardy, when you do the announce the player names, could I play a crowd cheering sound? I could not, because I do not have the technology to do that. I don't have the setup to be able to just play sounds while in game. It's something that I kind of want to get, but it's kind of expensive. I can maybe do it with a stream deck, but I also feel it get kind of cheesy and old after like a day, so I'm not sure. Anyways, just going to see these Adepts coming over, and Roaches are here again. Pretty sturdy way to fight against Adepts, and doesn't quite get one kill just yet, but it's enough to force these Adepts back. Man, not desperate to do damage with this initially, but adds on 3 more gateways. With Immortals coming up, obviously this begins to look like a very aggressive follow-up push. Sentries are warped in. Obviously wants to sell the idea of, hey, I'm building a third Nexus, you know, I'm expanding, let's play macro, and to kind of, kind of entice Nerchio into building more drones and more workers. But on only 36 probes of his own, MaNa is going to be committing across the map here very soon with an Immortal, some Sentries, and Adepts. It's mostly going to be Adepts warping in from here, as this Warp Prism Pulse is going to be no further robo production. Going to go across the map. I'm just going to be seeing MaNa. He's going to be setting up in the center in a moment or two. He's just going to be seeing this set of rocks. Going to be not something he works his way through. We'll just go around. No real need to kind of open up that pathway for later. Can Nerchio defend? Making Lings and Hydras now, but he really just hasn't seen this out at all, really. He's going to see this pushing onto his creep spread at this point, so Nerchio might even have to pull some drones in to survive this, as Lings are going to be popping out. There's force fields as well, and that makes it so difficult here, as the Roaches initially being chunked away at by that Immortal. Lings are about to start popping, but I mean, they're popping on the wrong side of force fields, and already this is looking scary as some more Adepts warp in. Drones keep pulling forwards, and this is a lot of damage already being done here. Can MaNa start to work his way through this army? Because right now it looks as though the answer is yes, he can. Nerchio is not able to kind of get rid of the Adepts, and without the Adepts going down, the rest of these units just look fantastic. Actually, even shades forwards here to catch some units. He's just so confident about the rest of the units over here, although he starts to lose some sentries. Was MaNa a bit too confident there? He's going to lose every single sentry, but I think the force fields don't even matter at this stage because there's just so many of these units, as he actually misses the corrosive bars onto that Warp Prism, and drones are going down as the Adepts just keep on stepping forwards. Drones keep on falling as Adepts come in towards the main base. This really is just about it. This time the corrosive bars will connect and it will kill the Prism, but it's actually just too late, right? I mean, these drones are going to die in the main, and that's going to be a massive issue because it's the only drones that Nerchio has left. For now, MaNa just holds the high ground here as the new Warp Prism is on the way. Reinforcements have to build at home. A couple of Adepts have come over to fight these drones in the mineral line, and at the same time, Adepts have actually seen the opportunity to jump down to the low ground, get rid of Roaches and Ravagers. GG is called, and MaNa will actually make this a PvP finals for us today with a 2-0 against Nerchio. That's actually absolutely crazy. So Nerchio is going to drop out here in the semi-finals, and MaNa will make